sexual technique. So we're going to see this is the important technique which is required for everyone. But now you can see there are the Taoism sexual technique, that's called as the yin and yang techniques, and also Chinese techniques and Kama Sutra techniques. So many techniques are existing. In the similar way, the sexual technique or bilateral sexual technique or the unilateral sexual technique. I think the before marriage there is a technique, and then the post marriage is another technique. But one technique normally considered as the sexual, the word it's coming here at the age of the 14th year of the girl, 16th year of the boy. So the sexual performance to be taken place when the girl become the mother at the age of 14 years. What does it mean? That means the first earth opening to be taken place at the time of the puberty. Puberty at the age of 14 years girl need to get. So today at the age of 10 years, at the age of 9 years, at the age of 11 years, even girls getting the puberty. But it's not good. But however, I mean to say, scientifically, 14th year need to be get the puberty. For the boy at the age of 16th year, he need to get the semen enters to the testicles. The semen produces by the testicles at the age of 16th year. The boy will become the father at the age of 16th year. Is not indicating then you can do it. 14th year you mean to say the girl become the mother? I mean to say that is indicating that puberty started. When the puberty started, then you are eligible to conceive. But remember, there is a big science behind that. But 14th plus 7, how many years? 21 years. But 7 years you should give the gap. All the girls, 14th year to plus 7 years should give the gap to get the marriage. But the boy, I told you, at the age of 16th year. But the 16th year will start the semen. But 16 plus 8 years, 24 years. But till the 8 years, he should give the time to regulate the body functions. Secondary sexual organs and secondary sexual hormones need to be developed by this age. But this age is you are not giving the time. You are opening your earth passage, indicating your virginity will break down. Or you are open up, you are doing the solitary sexual activity. What is activity? Bilateral sexual activity. The another activity to be known as a solitary sexual activity before marriage. Before marriage, indulging one particular person itself, one particular girl itself, one particular boy itself, that doing different kinds of the sexual activity, you are breaking down, indicating that is the developing is happening, but you are breaking everything, that in future that will become the essence, will become the weak, that causing the infertility. So therefore, the sexual technique is applicable for the adult education, that indicating after the 21 years for the girl and after the 24 years for the boy is recommended to getting or obtaining the marriage as well. But before that, it's not advisable. But however, previously in Rajasthan and some other states, but people will get the marry at the age of the 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years, so on. But it's not advisable. But according to the scientifically, according to the Chinese calendar, it says that every girl having the term to be known as a 7-year cycle, every boy having the 8-year cycle, every 7 years girl will going to change, every 8 years the boy will going to change his hormonal function drastically. No doubt every year will going to change, but there is a cycle. Maybe sometimes I'll teach you what is 7-year cycle for the girl, what is 8-year cycle for the boy. Every boy and then girl, every man and woman and everybody on this planet need to understand that concept. Hopefully I'll give sometimes this lecture, but this is very important today for this generation. What exactly this is 7 years period, then 8 years period. If you understand this concept, you don't do the mistake. But however, at the age of today, infertility is causing the problem. There is a numerous reason to cause the infertility. Why there is a Cloud9, why there is an infertility center, why there is a IVF center, why IUI centers are opening today. You remember there is a reason today what we are suffering. Because of the technology, because of the things what we use at home, because you see that at the age of 6 months baby, he required the phone today. So all are miserable to the life. However, you will come to know for the future what exactly, so how we need to understand. But however, to know about the sexual activity, so remember there is a, for the after the 24 years, obviously the boy is required the sexual activity once the license obtaining. When do you get the license? The marriage is the license to do the coitus. Marriage is the license to do the intercourse. Marriage is the license to do everything. Before the marriage, you are the half person. After the marriage, you will become the full person. You are the boy, then after the marriage, you will become the man. Is indicating that you are the fulfilled everything. Even girl also same. So likewise, but the sexual activity also predominantly required to human system. Because it is some kind of the essence, the kidney's essence. The kidney is the originating the essence. Essence is nothing but is the ovum for the girl. Essence is nothing but is the semen for the boy, semen for the men. But both are very much important. But elimination process also very important. Sexual technique is not, no doubt, you are seeing also some kind of the sexual act. You are talking also some kind of the sexual activity. But however, elimination something is different. At the age of 24 years later, till the 30 years, ejaculation process need to be get into that. Even today the girls don't get the marriage till 30 years. Because of there is a trend. I wanted to be independent. No doubt in Indian culture is different, foreign culture is different. We are in Indian culture, but we do require marriage as well. When the marriage is required, then definitely the elimination process also very much important. So without eliminating, there is a conflict between the husband and wife. Remember, there is a key factor is the sexual activity. There is a poor sexual activity. There is no understanding in between each other that causes the miserable. Remember, the elimination of the semen and elimination of the orgasm is very important for the bilaterally. If it's not happen, then you remember the people who are getting the headache, the people who are the miserable with the husband is miserable with the wife. All are related to the frigidity, to be known as a female disinterest on the sex, and then impotency where the male is unable to do the coitus. Both having the problem, but both become the harmony that indicating the happy family to be known as a children also happy, and also the husband wife also happy, their mood also happy, their mood swing also goodness. But we don't get any kind of the dilemma, we don't get any kind of the confusion in between, we don't have any kind of the delirium in between, but we feel happiness all the time. And wherever we go, then the husband will not tell anything about the wife, vice versa. Why? Because of there is a harmony. But sometimes for the last 10 years, my husband could not do anything, or the husband says, I cannot do anything for the wife. All are related to the conflict which causing the problem in the life. So therefore, what is required? Happiness is required for the woman, then the male is responsibility to give the happiness to the wife as well, vice versa. So therefore, sexual activity before 30 years, every weekly twice is advisable to do the coitus is advisable. Maybe every day they are doing the coitus 5 times in a week, also advisable. Or maybe post 30 years of the age, weekly once at least is advisable. After the 40 years, fortnightly at least is advisable to do the coitus. After 50 years, fortnightly is advisable. Or maybe after 60 years, if possible, monthly once is advisable to do the coitus. Maybe after 7, because at the age of 49 years, the woman earth passage closes. What does it mean? Menstruation will going to stop. That means no more going to happen children. Earth passage is closed. Earth passage is nothing but is the uterus. Uterus is closed. Now no more menstruation and no more you will going to get any children. Isn't it? Till that, you have the time. You do the coitus as much as possible. You make the happiness each other is advisable. But you have the stamina, you have the energy, definitely you need to utilize it. But without any conflict, definitely we can use it. Number 2, the male also need to be like that and the female also to be like that. Definitely there is a harmony. But after 50 years, for the male, 56 years, the earth passage will going to close. Male, 56 years earth passage will close. But for the woman, 49 years it going to close. Sir, then may not be possible to do the coitus. May be possible, definitely. Then whatever you will get the achievement, that will become the bonus for you. No doubt at the age of 72 years wanted to get the marriage. But is there the people who wanted to get the marriage at the age of that time as well? Because their stamina, this vigor and vitality is more. They wanted to perform. Let them perform. It's not a problem. But there is the vaginal orifice, will become the dry, will become the atrophy, and you may not get kind of the orgasm. God has created, there are the 2 glands for the male and then female. One gland to be known as a Bartholin gland. There is a one more gland to be known as a Cowper's gland. Cowper's gland for the male is there. The Bartholin's gland for the female is there. Naturally God created. Before going to do the coitus, what is required? Required there is a fluid. That fluid is secreted by the sexual activity. That to be known as a colorless, is the watery type of the jelly type of the fluid is secreting. That secretion is really good to do the coitus. Otherwise it will become dry. God created this kind of the environment. Open the gland. But when the open need to be get the gland, but he need to do the foreplay as well. There is no foreplay, then the Cowper's gland, Bartholin's gland will not open the secretion of the fluids. The fluids are numerous types. But that fluid to be known as there is a lubrication, fluids are required. Orgasm is different, fluids are different. But orgasm is achieved, then definitely you will become the happy that you felt that yes, really I felt today is my day is really fruitful. But it will take you 1 month happiness, it will take you 15 days happiness to you, it will take you at least 1 week happiness to you. So that is required. Because when you are hugging each other, there is a hormone called as there is a love hormone, there is a happy hormone, that to be known as a dopamine, that to be known as the oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love hormone released. Then dopamine to be known as a happy hormone also released in the body, in the brain, that will become the fruitful to us. But it may not be possible, then it is a miserable. Even today most of the women, most of the men unhappy because they will get the headache. Headache also reason for this, especially women. I am not telling the women who are here, but still I would like to say where I have seen many kind of the patients who are coming for the headache, also reason where they are sometimes the miserable in their life as well. But no doubt migraine is different, but the headaches are different, body pain is different, some kind of the sleepiness is the unsleepiness, insomnia, all are connected to some kind of the problem is related to the bed chamber related problem, bedroom related problems. But why is it so? Because of this the deficiency. But however, there are the certain things. At the age of 60 years, couples are living together. At the age of 70 years, couples are living together. They are unable to perform the activity, how to do, what to be done. But do you know, there are the numerous techniques again. Kama Sutra says it is the 62 different types of the sexual technique as well. But you just looking, matching eye-to-eye connectivity, also kind of the sexual technique. Then you are listening with the wife and husband is talking, also one kind of the sexual technique. When you are touching to the palm, when you are touching to the soul, when you are touching to the ear, we are touching your lips to this SCM muscles, all are connected to the one kind of the sexual technique. 62 types. In that 62 types, when legs are connected to the wife leg, also one kind of the sexual technique. Is not necessarily required to do the coitus. Coitus is the different scenario. Later period, when you talk each other politely, that called as a talking sexual technique, seeing sexual technique, and then giving the kiss, also touching the orbicularis oris muscle, and also touching the opposite the orbicularis oris muscles, also there is a connectivity. All are numerous types to making the happy. Is not necessarily orgasm is required. At the age of 50 years below, orgasm is required. At the age of 40 years below of the woman, but orgasm is required. Greater than 50 years, orgasm may not be required. But what I told you, when you touches and talks to them politely, what the remembrance of the new moon day or the blue moon day or when the honeymoon day, you are talking on that particular time, that itself is the doing the coitus. Similarity, you can recognize that, yes, I'm happy. Today is my heart is really fruitful. When you go and sit in the Kabban Park, when go and sit in the Lal Bagh, somewhere on the park region, JP Park, then you need to talk all these things to the husband and wife lonely, but definitely they feel too happy. No conflict, but no bimari, no disease, no some kind of the BP, no sugar, all are connected to the happy hormones are released. Love hormones are released from where? From the brain, from the heart. So I feel happiness. That happiness itself is a sexual technique. I mean to say, I think now is the time is ouch. So look, I'll wind up now. Thank you very much.